Okay, everyone, this is the happiness channel. The idea here is I'm creating, as you see in the drawing here, a school basically, right? So, this is my own school where I'm learning. Every day that I tape one of these videos, I'm learning more about happiness, how it works for me, and it could be that how happiness works for me is also the way it works for you. And by having this school, we can master happiness and we can get to live in a setting where basically, that's what I'm trying to convey here, life is a beach. If we master happiness, no matter where we are, it could be like we are in this beautiful setting of a beach, laying, you know, taking the sun, enjoying the breeze, seeing the fish enjoy their lives, and that could be it, guys. So let's see if this works. My name is Javier, this is the Happiness Channel, and I thank you for being here. Welcome to episode 2 of the Happiness Channel. This is a channel where I'm going to be talking about happiness in general, sharing ideas that I have, my own tips, my tricks, my hacks about happiness. Hoping to sharing them and hoping to receive some feedback in terms of whether you think the ideas might work or you think there are better ideas out there. That's what I want to learn. I want to learn about happiness, so that's what I created this happiness channel. My name is Javier, and I am basically the host of the happiness channel. Let me do the slideshow here, and this is episode 2, and it's about what I call the happiness trainer. And it's not me. I'm not the happiness trainer. This is the happiness trainer. This device here that I created is what I call the happiness trainer. It looks like a remote control, and it's a visual aid to help me and to help you follow the concepts that I'm going to be discussing about happiness in general. This is the way I organize it in my brain, in my mind. And this is how I see happiness. This is how I see we can control happiness. This blue button here, this oval, it stands for gratitude, and it's what I perceive as the power on button of happiness. The idea is that if we want to be happy, we have to be grateful. And by turning on our gratitude is that we turn on our happiness. That's been my personal experience, and that is my understanding of the all the literature out there and the philosophy about happiness. It all boils down to be satisfied. It all boils down to harnessing the feeling of being grateful. If you are grateful, it means that you're satisfied and you're saying thank you, to life and to the good luck that you have had. And when you are in that mood and you're in the mindset of saying thank you, generally you're happy. I don't know what's the correlation, if being grateful turns you to be happy, or if you're happy you become grateful. But I see that relationship, I see that correlation, and that's why in the happiness trainer I am suggesting that the power on button for happiness is gratitude. In addition, you see a red band around it. In other episodes I'm going to explain more detail what I mean by this red band, but it stands for fear. Say that you turned on your happiness by clicking on gratitude, and say that you are that you feel happy now. Fear, it's kind of like an alarm system, and it's going to turn off your happiness. Basically, usually when you're afraid, you're not happy anymore. And there are many reasons why you can be afraid, but we'll be talking about those in the future. And it's not a matter of not being afraid. It's a matter of knowing to recognize fear for what it is. It's basically an alarm system telling us like, hey, be aware of something, right? But we have to think and say, is this something that I have to regard and pay attention to, or is this a silly fear that I can disregard, and move on and continue being happy? The arrows stand for desire, greed, which I relate to motivation. Sometimes we have to increase it, sometimes we have to decrease it. So, the ties to the pain and pleasure mechanism of life. Sometimes you have to increase your pleasure, decrease your pain, and vice versa to motivate you. These three buttons, rectangular, are the settings, what I call the settings for joy. The green one is for competition. The white one is for cooperation. For comfort. And the purple one is for collaboration. So another way to think about it is the green one is when you're competing to win, and that puts you in a joyful, and when you're playing a game, for example, that puts you in a mindful, in a playful mindset that typically we get to enjoy. The white one is when you're resting, when you're recovering, when you are in the comfort zone. You're not competing anymore, you're resting, and that's typically very comforting and joyful, something that we can enjoy, some time off. And the purple one can also be pink. It's about collaborating with other people. It's about love. It's about cooperation. It's another feeling, another mindset that tends to make us enjoy life. So basically that's it. I'm going to continue more about this, specifically about the happiness trainer in the future. But let me turn off my camera recording here and continue chatting a little bit more about this. Yes, so the happiness trainer is meant to be a visual guide. Something that we can use every single day in every single episode of this channel to illustrate the concepts of happiness. And again, it has to do with turning on happiness by being grateful, understanding how fear interrupts our happiness, understanding how we have to deal with our desires, in motivation, increase it, decrease it, and understanding the three mindsets of joy, which in my mind are competition, comfort, and cooperation. In no particular order. It depends where you are on that particular day. When you want to enjoy an activity, is it going to be a competitive activity? Is it going to be a comforting activity of relaxation or rest? Or is it going to be a collaboration, cooperating, helping other people? Those are the three main mindsets that I see of joy, the settings to a joyful life. And again, to power on happiness, we, at least from my perspective, what has worked for me is turning on the gratitude mode. Also understanding how fear turns off our happiness and gets our attention. And we have to discern, is this an actionable fear or is this something that I can disregard? And the arrows up and down, increasing, decreasing our desires. Sometimes we desire too much, and that brings us dissatisfaction and unsatisfaction. And sometimes we desire too little, and that brings us dissatisfaction and unsatisfaction. And unhappiness, which tends to be related to being unsatisfied. That is the happiness trainer. That's what I have had for today, for this brief episode number 2. Now also going to be showing you a video that I created in Doodly that it's about the concept of this happiness channel.